So I know I told all you guys that we had some news for you, and unfortunately, it is not good news. Uh, we hate not sharing things with you, so we thought it was about time after we kind of worked through it ourselves. And here's the deal. About a week ago, Jacob got an email saying that they are kicking me out of Denmark with 2 weeks' notice. We weren't expecting it to be so soon. We applied for family reunification, which usually takes about 9 to 12 months after they receive the application. About a month after they received it, we got this letter saying, you must get out within 2 weeks. It's a very hateful letter. It doesn't really welcome me into the country at all, or even...
There's nothing about when you could reapply or when you can come back. It was just like what would happen if she didn't leave the country within 2 weeks, basically.
It's a very negative and hateful way of saying, we don't want you here and we want you out immediately. And you would think, for the way that they're acting, I would have committed a crime and I had to get kicked out immediately. Rather, I am 8 months too young for their liking to accept me as a married woman in Denmark.
To a Danish citizen.
It's actually much easier for an American to come here with their wife if they have a job, even if their wife will be not doing anything here, having no income here, not speaking the language here. An American can get their wife here much easier than an actual Danish citizen who's been married and with this person for about 8 years. We also have a house. We pay our Danish taxes. We do not rely on the government whatsoever. And none of it matters because I'm 8 months too young. Although when we applied, it was very specifically stated that if you are under this age, you may still qualify to come to Denmark due to certain reasons. Some of those reasons being holding a skill in something that Denmark is extremely in need of.
AKA the positive list.
It's called the positive list. Fortunately, I got really excited about that because I have an education and degree in education. So with Denmark having an extreme crisis with not having enough teachers in nursery schools, I was beyond excited to get to work here and, apply for family reunification and immediately start working for this country and helping where they're lacking.
And you might be thinking, why don't you just apply for a work visa then? Because there's basically no help for the schools for them to apply for a visa for Christina. So that's very hard. Not for us, but for the school to do. So that's why that way is a lot more complicated.
These schools are in a very bad situation when they're desperate for workers, but the country will not help them get these international workers to actually be easily hired. They do not want us, basically. So these schools have very, very limited resources already, and to ask them to sponsor me on a work visa is impossible for them, which is extremely...
And pay for all the fees.
And pay the fees and hire someone to do the work of getting my visa done. It's something the schools cannot afford. So, of course, I went that route first and tried to get a job. And I got many, many people interested in me and saying, I have no clue how to get you to work for us because I can't possibly afford to do the work that is required. What a shame. On top of that, I was actually offered another job that qualified for the pay scheme. And then, once I had the job in my hands, we found out I was not able to do it because if a Dane, for any reason, applied and could qualify, maybe not be at the same level as me, they have to give them the job first. So to prove that they need me is very difficult. And again, they don't have the resources for that. It's very frustrating. I'm not somebody who's coming here to sit on my butt. I'm married. I am so excited to, start my life here. I started learning Danish. I was told to integrate myself. So I started joining things here. I started learning Danish. And they just quickly say, get the hell out of here. You have 2 weeks to pick up your house and leave. And how the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
My whole life is here. And it's all because I am too young in their eyes. although I would like to mention that being in an 8-year relationship, although I am under 24, I believe Jacob and I have been together for much longer than most couples who apply for family reunification. And Denmark claims to always say everything's on a case-by-case basis. But they said that we saw you were under 24 and we decided not to read the rest of your application.
Yeah, so even if we reapply when we're old enough, we don't even know if she'll get it because they didn't even care to look at the rest of the application.
Which to me is honestly sad.
Mm.
And how can I be treated like that? You as a Danish citizen, how can they tell you can't have your wife here?
It's crazy.
And we've done the long distance thing. For how long? How freaking long have we done the long distance thing?
Yeah.
We've been long distance for about 5 years before we were able to see each other and be together. 5 years we fought for this, and we were patient. And how can your country be in such a desperate need of a certain education and teacher, to be hired, and you say, go home? I just don't get it.
Oh, yeah, now they also have the IT system developer on that list, which is literally my field. But because because I'm only studying that field, it doesn't count, apparently.
So they just want to send
And stated
us
that
off.
I plan to finish in 2024. That was not enough.
It's just extremely hurtful to, get this letter that's just about how you're going to go to jail and you're not welcome and hear any of the other EU countries at this point in time, instead of getting a letter that says, hey, unfortunately, right now you do not qualify. This is the consequences if you don't leave. Because I agree, you have to state the consequences. But where's the positivity of you can reapply here and you can reapply when this happens? None of that. They don't even tell me when I can return to Denmark again to be on a tourist visa. There is no positivity around it at all. It's just harsh.
Half the letter was how you would be banned from entering Denmark if you didn't leave on time.
It's just disappointing. And I just feel like being 22 and a half, almost 23, it's pretty hurtful to send me home for such a short period of time to restart my life after we chose to live here. It's just crazy to me. What am I supposed to do for 3 months? And then back here for 3 months and back there for 3 months, and just the tickets alone for the plane tickets, it's crazy. It's expensive. It's not easy, and we already did the long distance. We got over that. We're married, and I think a part of us is just really, really sad because we've only spoken so highly of this country. We've only given our all, and we've never, ever expected to be gotten kind of the rug pulled under us so quickly. And they don't want to even give me a chance to be a part of their system. And I would do nothing but help it. I would never pull from the system. I don't need to pull from the system. And if they just cared enough to figure that out, then we wouldn't be in this situation probably. I don't know. I think it's really depressing that I'm going to have to go home in 2 weeks. I have to leave, and I don't have a place to stay at home right now. And that's really frustrating.
Mm.
And I'm scared.
Yeah, of course.
How do you just get 2 weeks to figure out your next step?
Should be illegal.
My family was supposed to come visit me next month, and it's just, now I have to tell them they have to cancel their flight, and everything's reschedulable, I'm sure, but that's not the point. It's the point that I have to leave my house, my home, my husband.
You're so excited to show them your new life here.
It's just really frustrating. I don't want to leave you. I don't know what I'm going to do for 3 months at home. I don't know where I'm going to go. This is my life now.
Yeah.
And they want me just because I'm 8 months too young to just suck it up and go home and just start again and then start again and then start again and start again. And it's just frustrating. It's just really frustrating. And we're separating a family. My poor puppy.
Literally a family.
I'm gonna have to go home, and unfortunately, Jacob's gonna have to say goodbye to both of us because I'm taking him home.
Babe.
I can't not take him.
Yeah, I know.
I can't not take you either.
Mm.
But you can't come. You have to stay here. You have a life here too.
No, but the other thing is, how stupid are they? Like, that's just gonna push so many, like, couples to not be in Denmark, and that's just gonna make the whole situation worse.
But that's what they want, clearly. They don't want me. They don't want us.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like,
How can you be...
they're in need of so many people, and then they just...
They push you away.
Literally.
It's just really frustrating. But I just don't know, like... I don't know what I'm gonna do without you.
It's gonna be okay.
But it shouldn't have to be like this. I don't know where I'm gonna go. Like, this is my home.
We'll figure it out.
I know, but it's just not fair. It's not fair. I just don't know what else we can do. And I just wish they would, like, hear us out about, like, all I could give. Like, I could start working tomorrow if they just let me. Like, I'm desperate. I just want to be a part of the system and help. But they just don't want to hear it. I just don't think as newlyweds we expected to be split apart so soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I think it's really hard. Really frustrating. 3 months away from you. From my home.
Yep.
What am I gonna do?
Stupid.
I'd do anything to give to Denmark whatever they would want or need. It's true though.
Mm-hmm.
I'd do anything to stay. And it's not like I didn't have an amazing life back home that I gave up. I did. And I was willing to take that risk thinking, oh, I'm going to come help the system here. Maybe we would have rethought the whole plan of moving to Denmark if we thought it wasn't going to work out like this.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just really, really frustrating that they won't look at our case with other eyes than just she's too young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I should start packing.
Babe.
What else am I gonna do? There's nothing we can do.
There's something we can do.
Like what?
We'll figure it out.
I don't know if this time we can figure it out.
I don't know either, but we always figure it out somehow. I miss you.
I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too, but you're not leaving.
I don't know if that's really our choice, babe.
I'm keeping you in the basement.
I don't know if that would help the situation.
Yes.
We don't even have a basement.
I'll keep you under the stairs then.
Okay.
You'll be the new Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Cool, are you good?
Well, thank you guys for listening to our story. And if you want to make a difference with us, comment below your support. Follow along on our case, and hopefully I don't have to go home and...
Because, I mean, we're not crazy, right? Like, that's the only thing I'm thinking.
I think the real problem is it's not like I'm coming here to rely on the system.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not asking for money or help or support. I'm doing my duty and paying taxes and willing to work for the, few places that they're desperate to have workers in. And I'm actually educated in the work that they need.
Yeah, because if you now have the family reunification granted to you, then the schools didn't have to rely on those processes because you can just go out and work.
Immediately. They could hire me tomorrow and I could start working like a normal Dane would. So, I just don't think it's fair. Just because I'm too young. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they need to fix that.
Well, we'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully the videos don't stop soon when I go home. If I go home. And I will be taking my baby with me.
Let's take care of it.
Yeah, we'll take care of each other.
Love you.
Love you too. I just hope it works out.
Mhm.